What we focus on, we bring toward us. Your expectations and self-perceptions are creating what is happening in your life right now. You can really only manifest that which you believe that you can have. Most of us have limiting beliefs programmed into our subconscious minds by the age of 7 years old. You are not what was programmed into you. You no longer have to accept those beliefs that you were taught that really maybe didn't belong to you. Manifesting is like a mysterious force that you can learn to use deliberately to create more of what you want in life and less of what you don't, once you understand the process. Hi, I'm Kate Wilder, and I teach about how to use the power of manifesting to create the life you want, to reinvent yourself, and I'm sharing your stories too. All of your belief systems stem from subconscious programming. When we were little, we absorbed everything around us. It's sort of like we blindly learn these things, and many of us have not stopped to question whether they're still valid to create the lives that we really desire. If you're not getting what you want out of life, then your subconscious mind is running the show and is not giving you what you want because it's giving you what it believes. Your conscious mind hasn't yet learned how to turn off those negative beliefs and thoughts or release them so that you can heal and replace them with what you do want. So when these beliefs were placed upon us, we were too small to understand how to determine how we really feel for our own selves. Your beliefs were placed upon you without your input. And unless you stop and question them and change them, your subconscious mind will continue ruling your life. The good news is that you have the power within you to change this. You have the power to reprogram your subconscious mind. We all do. And therefore, change can happen in your life if you so choose. If you're one of those people who continually complains about why things aren't happening for you, why you can't have what other people have, why you continue to struggle, and you criticize others, or if you have a lack mentality and a limitation mentality, then keep listening, because the universe is trying to communicate with you, and it's no accident that you found this episode. It's asking you to listen if you want to break this cycle and have a better life. You're being shown what you don't want so that you can get clear on what you do. If you continue to focus on the fact that you don't like your job or your house or your relationship or where your health is at, or even where your life is at this point in time, you're being shown this so that you can figure out the opposite of this and create something better for yourself, like a great job, or get the courage to start a business you might have always wanted to, or create the home of your dreams, and also the most connected relationship, or the best health and vitality ever. And this opposing view of contrast is a step in changing old beliefs to new beliefs. What we focus on, we move toward. What we focus on, we bring toward us. So if you continuing focusing on everything wrong in your life, you will continue getting more of things going wrong. There's often a lesson in here if you just stop and think about it. Once you begin deliberately manifesting what you desire in life, you begin seeing and having experiences that are magical and often unexplainable. If you decide you're becoming a co-creator with the universe and you're going to meet it halfway, then you're showing it that which you do want rather than that which you do not. Are you letting life happen to you instead of creating this intentional life? Are you disappointed with where you are? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're drawing to you the exact thing that you don't want because of negative thinking or self-limiting thinking. What you're feeling right now is setting into motion your future, both positive and negative, expansive and limiting. You're creating it in this very moment through your thoughts, feelings, actions, and behaviors. You're actively or passively manifesting all the time, and you're limiting or expanding yourself all the time. So you have the ability to decide what it is you do want if you're willing to look at this and change your thoughts and beliefs in support of that which you do want, so that you can then attract that into your life. The negative beliefs that you're carrying as an adult maybe have never been questioned by you and have never been dealt with. You're only going to expect better things if you decide you're going to expect better things, because that is what you deserve after all. When you're in that energy of expectation and excitement and joy, that is where things can really begin showing up in your actual reality, your real life. Because we have a conscious and a subconscious mind. Self-limiting thoughts, anger, envy, or jealousy, despair. The first thing is noticing that you're feeling or thinking these things. So raise your expectations by telling yourself that you are worthy and valuable, that you can have what you've been dreaming of. Because the truth is, if an idea was placed within you, then you can create it in your outer life. The thing about manifesting is that you have to take a hard look at where you currently are, which means looking at what you currently believe, because you have to first identify what the problem is and what is happening in your life before any change can happen. Even though manifesting is all about positive vibrations and energy and doing positive affirmations and all of those things, all that your subconscious mind has to do is accept it and then believe it. That is why people like me teaching these types of programs can give you extra tools and talk about meditations and hypnosis and subliminals and guide you through various ways to tap into that subconscious mind to make these changes quite effortlessly. But remember, the subconscious mind will believe anything you tell it, but it has to accept it as true. And that's why manifesting doesn't work for people when they say, oh, I've been focusing on, I want $1 million, and it doesn't happen. Well, that's because, in part, that deep down, there's a part of you that really doesn't believe that it can happen. So we have to begin to program ourselves by releasing the old and replacing with a new belief, one that is updated and serves you better. When you do this more and more, you get better at it. And you can get to the point where you believe it, so you can expect it. And when you're in that energy of expectation and excitement and joy, that is where things can really begin showing up in your actual reality, your real life. And I am going to give you story after story in upcoming episodes of how I have done this very thing throughout my life, and periods where I was living almost a magical existence, creating things sometimes instantly, sometimes things that took longer, sometimes things I could not believe were orchestrated, and there's no possible way they could have happened without divine intervention, without the law of attraction, without the law of assumption, without all of these manifesting techniques that I learned a long time ago and have been practicing. I'm very excited to start sharing some of these with you on my channel and to get your stories and share them. So when you feel worthy of something and you believe it so strongly and you can truly expect it with no doubts, it will show up in your reality. It's the law of the universe. It happens all the time in your life, in many ways negatively, because you're not focused on doing it in a positive way. Why doesn't it happen in an instant? Think of it this way. It takes time for the universe to make all of the arrangements for you to have what you want. Some things require you to bump into a certain person or meet a stranger or have something happen. It takes a little bit of time to get arranged, but you will get that which you're putting out there. It's also hard for us as human beings to stay in a positive, energetic flow 100% of the time. That's almost not realistic when we've got doubts and we have fears and things that we're overcoming on a daily basis, especially when you're actively on a self-development path. That's why it can take more time before you actually see something come into fruition, while you're continually course correcting, so to speak, of your beliefs and thoughts and feelings and getting things straight. What they often talk about is getting on a frequency or a certain vibration that allows things to start coming to you in a very easy way. So the great thing is you should feel empowered today that you can choose what you're worthy of. And you can choose what to expect instead of letting life happen to you like a powerless mentality. The law of attraction dictates like attracts like, and your job is to look at what you're attracting and decide to be worthy of a better life because you're worthy, because it's your birthright. When you change your beliefs and expectations, your outer world will react to this and begin giving you more of what you're focusing on in the positive and less of what you don't want to happen. Because you'll continue to attract the negative. Negativity bias is a real thing I talked about in an earlier episode, and here's a link to that right here. It's the tendency that human beings have back to our caveman era. We can't help it. There's a reason that we all lean that way and why things manifest that way. So we have to counteract it with even more positive in order to make up for the power of the negative. You can see why the law of attraction isn't working for you once you take time to write down as many of your fears and your beliefs that you're running on and your feelings that you're running on that are working against you. You can create the life you want in the way you want it. So let this empower you today to begin. If you're willing to start doing some mindset work that I'll talk about on this channel, you can change your old beliefs and destructive patterns that you're holding on to. No matter your age. It doesn't matter if you're 70 or 80 or 90 years old. You can still do this. And many people in those age groups are doing just that. So the younger people, you certainly can do this and make huge changes and shifts in your life while you've got even more time to do it. So you can choose a new thought and feeling at any moment This is what holds the keys to creating the better life. What you're thinking right now is bringing you closer to something in your future. You're calling your future into you. It's as though it already exists and you can just go pull it toward you, that which you wish to manifest, rather than that which you do not. Part of manifesting is finding out what's holding you back so you can create something new. Are you working toward your true purpose? What do you want to attract? And where are you right now? I will be telling stories and having upcoming interviews that you can hear about other people who have manifested their dreams as well. I'm going to be kicking off that series soon. If you're new to conscious manifesting, the first step is finding one thing, one belief, or one fear that you can acknowledge in yourself and write it down in a comment, and you will get feedback. What you're thinking right now is bringing you closer to something in your future. This episode is a jumpstart to manifesting it. I know that you're going to be able to change your life by changing some of these things. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it along the way and give you some free downloads and some things to help you. Thank you for watching, my friends. Stay tuned. In this next episode, you're going to learn more manifesting tips and go deeper into how to. Thank you for watching.